settled in. Maybe grab something to drink, something to take notes with if that's your vibe. We'll get started here. Drink, something to take notes with if that's your vibe. See the chat going already. Hi Cameron, how's Shirley? Who else is over there in chat? Welcome, if this is your first time, let me know over in chat. Hi Nicole, I see you on cam. And Maggie, good morning. All right. Still letting people into the room, so we'll get started here in just a few moments. We're letting everyone get in and get settled. Energy's rising. The week is in bloom. Tarot's my compass. Congratulations, Cameron. That's a big accomplishment, finishing college. Manifestation can't make the shift up, the wheels in motion. Oracle whispers, a sea of devotion. All right, let's get that closed down. Welcome to Magical Money Manifestations. Hello, everyone. I see the chats with all of everyone saying hello. I just wanted to acknowledge that. If you're new here, go ahead and let me know over in the chat if this is your first time. I am Valorie Lewis, the psychic medium. I also channel, I also do spiritual mentorship, and I also do, oh my gosh, cards. Yes, that's why you're here today, tarot and oracle cards. So we will do a Jerica, new here, great to see you. We will do a few cards from Tarot, a few cards from Oracle. We will let Spirit guide us and deliver any messages through me that is intended for the collective, the larger collective, and also for this group specifically. If you are watching on YouTube, hi, hello, hi, YouTube. I cannot see your comments on YouTube, but I know you may be watching over there. So wherever you are catching this broadcast, just know that these messages are meant for you. I know that sounds so cliche. I sound like an Instagram tarot reader. This message is meant for you, but it really is, because that's how energy and spirit works. All right, so let's get started. The deck that I am pulling from today is Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Get my hair out of the way. Crystal Unicorn Tarot. I think we're going to go with 3 cards. Let's just see if Spirit agrees with me on the number. We've got our first card. Ooh, we've got our second card jumping out, ready to be chosen. And our third card. 3 cards. This deck is by Pamela Chen, C-H-E-N. And let's see what cards we have for today. This is very interesting. We have 8 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and the World. We will talk about each card individually, but let me read them as a whole here. Y'all gonna like this. Okay, the vibe I'm getting as I'm reading these as a whole, and also I'm practicing a new way of reading tarot, so yay. Hang out with me for a while. I might be doing some free test readings to get this new way of reading under my belt. This is basically saying, get your head out of your ass, get to work, and that's when the opportunities will show up for you. So let's go through that a little bit by little bit. Magical Money Manifestations is meant not just to give you, yes, the insight and a fun tarot reading, but also let's give you some steps to what can you do this week right now to move yourself forward towards whatever your goal may be. These apply across the board. You take the information and you apply it to your specific situation. But get your head out of your ass, get to work, and then you will see the opportunities opening up for you. Get your head out of your ass. 8 of Swords. I feel like I might have to adjust my light a little bit. Eight of Swords is our first card. This is the card that's saying you are too stuck in your thoughts. You are creating your own blocks. You are creating your own plateaus. You are creating your own feeling of stuckness by the thoughts you keep reciting. Swords is air energy. Swords is our thoughts, but swords is also how we communicate into the world. In this case, this is more about your thoughts and what blocks are your thoughts setting up. Here you can see this unicorn looks as if they are bound, but look how loose that is. And it looks like it's just a ribbon. Literally just shake your legs, get some movement, and whatever you think is binding you is not really binding you because it's easily shaken loose. But as long as you keep standing there talking about what's wrapped around your legs, guess what? Something's wrapped around your legs and you're going to feel stuck. The minute you shake and start moving, those binds that were never really binds to begin with fall loose. You feel more free. And here's the other thing. She could shake her head too, and that blindfold would come off. But even if she didn't shake her head, she's standing in wet ground. It is very important that we notice that the ground is wet because that means that all of these swords are in wet soil, wet sand, wet grog. Is that a word? And could easily be pushed over because you can see it's only the tip. It's not like they're pushed all the way down into the ground to the hilt. So they're not even halfway down into the ground. So it's only the tip, y'all. Y'all know how ineffective that shit is. So it's only the tip. And the sword, she could push him down. She could walk out. But she's constructed this story in her head about how bound up she is, how restricted she is, how everything is blocking her. Maybe this sounds like you, the government, the economy, the price of gas, the price of groceries. All of these things are making it so hard for me to live a happy life. Are they? Or are you telling that story? And so that's why they make it seem as if it's so hard for you to live a happy life. I tell those stories too, y'all. I'm not happy with the price of gas. I am not, I am not happy with the price of gas. But if I consider that something that restricts my freedom, it will be something that restricts my freedom. If I say, well, shit, the price of gas is really, really high. So I guess I better manifest enough money to pay for it. That's a different shift. That means I'm no longer considering the things around me as blocks. I'm looking at them as challenges, maybe even opportunities. How can I move around this thing that I have previously considered a block? How can I reframe what I've been telling to myself, to my friends, to society, to anybody that'll let some of y'all started podcasts to tell people about how terrible it is in the world. How long are you going to tell stories about what's going wrong that are going to keep you in that feeling of stuckness? So this is the get your head out of your ass card. Get out of your thoughts, reframe the situation, or so what? Sometimes there is no way for me to logically allow my brain to accept the reframe that I'm trying to tell it. And so sometimes the best reframe I come to is so fucking what? The universe is stronger than anything I'm looking at right now. Universe, higher self, God, whatever your higher power is. Sometimes you just have to, it just boils down to so what? When you can't find a legitimate reframe, then it just boils down to so fucking what? The universe is more powerful. Maybe that's the energy you need to lean into because right now you're leaning into the helpless, hopeless, woe is me. I can't do anything about this. I'm stuck because of ... Okay, get out of your thoughts, get your head out of your ass, reframe it. At the very least, reframe it to allowing your higher self, your higher power to be stronger than what is around you. And if you don't have a higher power that's stronger, that helps you, that helps fortify you, that helps support you, get one. Get one real quick. Even atheists, because I used to be an atheist, even atheists can find a higher power because they become their own higher power. You have to find something that's going to help you navigate this world. Otherwise, you're all doomed. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. The stories you tell yourself will doom you. All right. Shift your stories and get to work. Eight of Pentacles is the card of getting to work. I do love that we have two eights. because 8's turned on its side is the sign of infinity. The sign of infinity shows up a lot of times in tarot. Most notably, the first time we see it is in the Magician card. And the Magician is the card that tells us we have everything we need. It was granted to us before we even incarnated. Our journey is figuring out how to use the things we have. Our journey is not to say, I don't have. We use what we have. We use what we have to get the things that we think we need, but we're never meant to sit and say, I don't have, I'm incapable, I can't. That is not the energy that Spirit sent us forth with. That's not the energy that we chose to incarnate with. So shifting the story and then getting to work with what you have is the message I'm getting. 8 of Pentacles is the idea of a workman working on their craft, perfecting their craft because they've done it many, many times. These are all finished or mostly finished works of art, whatever you are creating in this world. But this person, this unicorn, is not done. I can continue to create with what I have. I can continue to perfect. I can continue to work towards my goals and my dreams. This message is coming across specifically to those of us who are ready to give up because we just cannot see the way out. We feel blindfolded. We do feel stuck. And this is Spirit saying, no, you still have some tools. You still have something. Get to work with what you have. 8 of Pentacles. I'm getting a message to go to the book and see what crystal that is on the butt of the 8 of Pentacles. This is called Crystal Unicorn because crystals are associated with each one of the major arcana cards and then with each one of the suits. So for Pentacles, I bet it's citrine. Okay. Pentacles is the element of metal, and it's all about prosperity, money, and material things. The citrine crystal amplifies the same energies as the pentacles, which is why it aligns so beautifully with this suit. Citrine, I love it. Okay, and then 8 of Pentacles, any additional messages? Like the unicorn working hard and perfecting his pentacles, you totally figured out your craft and are getting to the heart of your life's work. You've been the apprentice and now you are the master. With dedication and drive, you are at the top of your game. Everyone knows this, and you should be super proud. There's always more to learn and more things to grow, so continue reaching for the stars and the moon. Engaged, diligent are the keywords to go with 8 of Pentacles. So that's the get to work card. Any other emphasis, Spirit, on what to get to work on? I immediately heard get to work on the thing you were just about to give up on. You're giving up out of frustration. You're giving up out of lack of patience for it to finally come to fruition. You're giving up out of just pure exhaustion. Some of you, exhaustion on all levels, mental, spiritual, physically exhausted with whatever this thing is you've been working to manifest for a long time. These are very valid reasons for why humans give up. And still I hear Spirit saying, not yet, not yet. Because you're focusing on the exhaustion, you're focusing on the frustration, you're focusing on the lack of patience. But what you're not focusing on is the fact that you have the skills that are necessary, not only to keep going, but to build this thing successfully. And what is really, really slowing you down right now is Spirit wants you to acknowledge where you are on the path, but not sit in that energy. I can acknowledge when I'm feeling overwhelmed and then I can do something about it. Or I can acknowledge when I'm overwhelmed and I can sit in the overwhelm. I can acknowledge when I'm frustrated and I can do something about it. How do y'all overcome frustration? Put it in chat because somebody might need to hear what you're doing. How do you overcome frustration when you're frustrated? How do you overcome that feeling of I have hit a wall and I'm ready to give up? Because this is what Spirit is asking us to do. Keep moving forward. You're frustrated. Okay, well, stop doing whatever is currently frustrating you. Go for a walk, call a friend, eat some chocolate. I don't know, that might be a bad suggestion for some of you, but do something that is going to shift you out of that energy and then come back to it. So you acknowledge you're frustrated and then you do something about it. Or you acknowledge, I feel stuck this week, and then you do something about it. You don't sit in that energy. This is the don't sit and dwell in it. Get up and do something about it and keep working towards your goals. Get your head out of your ass, get to work. And this is what's on the other side of it. Opportunity, the world card. Opportunity, but this is also the world is the completion of a cycle. So you can look forward to, if you don't give up, if you find a way to work through the frustration, the overwhelm, the apparent block, something maybe somebody else is doing. I keep feeling like there's somebody in this energy. It could be here, it could be something that's meant to be heard on YouTube, but there's someone listening to this, either present here or will be listening to the recording, that is hearing my messages, but is saying, this is not me. You're talking about frustration and overwhelm, Valorie. That's not what's going on. There's a physical somebody in my life keeping me from a goal, or there's a law that's saying I can't do what I want to do. There's something in this world that is keeping me from doing what I want to do. So you can talk all you want to talk about shifting your mindset, Valorie, but I'm telling you, there's a real block in my world. And you know what Spirit says? Bullshit. I'm just a translator, y'all. Spirit is saying, yes, we are looking at the same blocks you were looking at. And we are reminding you, we gave you the tools. Maybe you are the person that is meant to reframe the law. I don't know. I know there are a lot of people who are advocating for change in the spiritual realm who are listening to tarot readings, and also going out and making some kind of stance in the political world. Maybe that's you. That's at least doing something. You don't like the economy? Okay, great. What are you doing about it? Are you creating your own workarounds to the current situation? Are you finding different ways to buy groceries? Are you ride sharing so that you don't have to pay the entire gas bill? I don't know. There's a million solutions out there for the things that you are considering a block, even if the block is external to you. Even if you have no control over the block, you still have control over how you maneuver in this world, and that's Spirit's message. So, how can you use what you have to continue moving forward on your path, whatever that might look like for your specific situation? And then the world, the end of cycle is coming to me as a end of cycle. End of cycle could mean many, many, many things. It could mean the end of you struggling with this thing and you're finally finding a way around it. It could also mean the actual manifestation that you've been waiting for is finally showing up, because this victory wreath means success, means achievement, means accomplishment. So maybe you're finally going to get the thing that you've been working for as soon as you heed the messages from these two cards that came before it. End of cycle could also mean you are stepping. So the world card shows this unicorn is kind of pictured in the middle, but it's supposed to be, if it was a human, you would see them stepping with one foot going forward, like this person is stepping through the wreath, through this world symbolic, which signifies the ending of one cycle and the immediate beginning of the next cycle. They're stepping through a portal of sorts. So this card could also mean, in relation to your specific situation, we could also be talking about you've left the old you, the complaining you, the you that never gets what they want you've left that you behind, and you've stepped forward with more confidence, with more trust, with more fortitude, into the version of you that figures shit out, into the version of you that does get to have what they want, into the version of you that does get to manifest, whatever that means for you. But this world card is definitely about things shifting in your favor. The world card is always a good sign for me. Things shifting in your favor, but you've got to do the work first. You've got to do the work first. All right, the world card. I do want to go to the book to see what crystal is on the world card, because each one of the major arcana has its own crystal. Oh no, I didn't do that yet. One moment. Sorry about that. All right. And let's see. The world card. I feel like I'm missing some chats. Larimar. Larimar, y'all. I just finished it. Look, I've got Larimar laying all over my desk. I just finished this pendant. Let's see. Isn't she pretty? Larimar is a blue stone. This one is from a long time ago. I'm trying to get y'all to see how brilliant blue this stone is. That's so funny that I have Larimar sitting right here on my desk. Okay, so that's Larimar, a bluish stone, very, very pretty blue. And it says dance party time. This is the world. Dance party time. You have triumphed and become someone you always dreamed to be. Hashtag unicorn status. Your journey has come to a full circle, and like the energy of the crystal Larimar, you have harmonized your body, mind, and soul. Ooh, I like that. Attainment, accomplishment, fulfillment. So Larimar is a good stone for harmonizing body, mind, and soul. That's what I'm getting from this Dex. Hey, Haley or Jacqueline, could you real quick find what Larimar is on the internet, like what the internet says Larimar is about? Just feel like that's important. And if you don't have Larimar stones sitting around, you could buy this pendant from me. But no, seriously, if you don't have my jewelry is for sale. If you don't have Larimar stones sitting around, you can always call in the energy of Larimar stone. Look at a picture on the internet, get a picture in front of you, and just call in and channel that energy. You don't have to have the physical stone, although the physical stone for our human-based brains does help to have something tangible in hand. So those are the messages. Let me just sit and see if there's anything else Spirit wants us to know. The world is yours. You've got the whole world in your hand. That song is starting to play through my mind in relation to what do you get if you put these pieces of advice into action of the first 8 cards, 8 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and then the World card it's kind of like the world opening up to you in addition to all of the things we already talked about. I'm also getting this energy of doors opening, opportunities opening, portals opening, energetic opening. It's just this feeling of openings that you aren't able to see from your current position. What's blocking you from seeing it? The stories you've been telling yourself. 8 of Swords. That's blocking you from seeing the opportunities that are quite literally right in front of you, is what I'm hearing. All right. Okay, here we go. Larimar is a rare blue gemstone found exclusively in the Dominican Republic, known as the Stone of Peace. Ooh, it embodies tranquility, emotional clarity, and clear communication. Its soothing ocean-like appearance helps alleviate stress. So let me put that on me right now. Put it right here. Eliminate stress, soothe anger, and connect the wearer to the healing energies of water. Look, Jacqueline said, I need some of that too. I do put, y'all here, when y'all see my hair tied up, sometimes I have crystals hidden in my braids because I believe in osmosis and I wanted to go straight to my brain and shift my mindset. The other one is stuck in there. I can't get it out now. It's stuck, y'all. It's good. That must be where it's supposed to be today. Okay. Where are we at on time? We're doing pretty good. Absolutely. I need it in my life. Larimar, let me think. It said water, so we're gonna go to a water. Let's go magical mermaids and dolphins. Larimar, I don't know that I see Larimar like in the crystal shops a lot. I know I see it often in like jewelry making shops. I'm sure it's got to be there though. Now I'm curious. I'm going to start looking the next time I go into a crystal shop. Maybe it's in unpolished form. Maybe that's why my eye doesn't pick it up when I go into those shops. All right, we're pulling an oracle card called Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. Here's what the cover looks like. In case you like the deck and want to get one for your own, one for yourself. There we go. And I'm going to this deck because the tarot deck said something about calling in the power of water, so we're going to a deck related to water. Rest is our message. We just got how Hermar the Stone is peace, tranquility, rest. You've been working hard, take a nap and get some rest. Interesting, because we just had the Eight of Pentacles that said work. And now this card is saying rest. What do y'all do when y'all get what you initially think is a conflicting message from spirit, from tarot, from oracle cards? I want to know how y'all work through that, and y'all get to see how I work through that in real time right now. Go ahead and put it over in chat. Ask for clarity. I love that. Ask for clarity is my one go-to, because the first thing I always do is spirit. You just told me to tell these people to work, and now you're telling me to tell them to rest. What gives? I'm live, spirit. Don't you know when I'm live versus when I have time to figure it out? Anyway, so we're live. So what I do is, yes, I take those two together and I ask, are these to be applied at the same time? And they're often not. That's why they're conflicting. So the message is that first message that say, get out of your own way. Those things that you're saying are blocking you. Can you rest long enough to step back and get a different view? Can you give your thoughts a rest? Because they've been running on that cycle of, I can't, I'm blocked, stuff is hard, I don't know what to do, I don't have. Can you give those thoughts a rest? Give yourself just a little piece, a little break from it, come back with fresh eyes, with fresh brain. Rest is so instrumental, and we, as a society, have been taught to not value rest as much as we value work. I think that's where we've got off track. If we begin to value rest just as much as we value work, things get balanced real quickly. So this is spirit saying rest is part of the work. See, I got there. A lot of times I just have to keep talking and channeling spirit, and the connection comes up. This is spirit saying rest is just as impactful as the work I just told you to do. That Eight of Pentacles cannot happen if you haven't been drinking enough water, and now your brain is tired and your body is tired. If you haven't been giving your mental brain enough rest, if you're running on E because maybe you're only getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, and then you're trying to wake up and be productive during the day, Spirit is saying we need to balance this. Yes, I told you to work, but I want you to work understanding that building in rest is also very important for you. Having those restful moments allows you to do the work that I'm asking you to do. And a lot of times when I get the message of, you've got a lot coming at you, or gear up, there's going to be a lot that I'm asking for you to do, or just looking at my calendar and I see I have a really busy month, a lot of times those are the months that I get the message to rest. And that's because Spirit is saying, you're not going to make it if you don't start taking care of yourself. If you don't start really paying attention to when you need sleep, when you need water, when you need to shift your surroundings. A lot of us just need to shift our surroundings. It's not even doing different work. It's, can you take your laptop and go to a coffee shop and do the same damn work that you were going to do, but in a different surrounding, so that the energy shifts? Because a lot of you just need to shift your energy to get a different perspective, and then the momentum is going and you're good to go. Let's see what the book says about rest. Let's see what the book said. The good book, no. Chapter, no, I'm kidding. This card asks you to slow down, rest, and be very gentle with yourself right now. Can you cancel your appointments today or for part of the day and take a nap? By drawing this card, you're urged to let go of unnecessary activities and to focus on self-renewal. Unnecessary activities is asking you to sit with that Eight of Swords card once again. Some of those things that are blocking you, some of those swords in the sand, are unnecessary activities. Because you're telling yourself, I have to do this, 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 and this before I get that thing I'm trying to manifest. I have to meditate 3 times a day before I can feel like I'm connected to source. And I didn't meditate 3 times a day today, so I feel like I can't connect to source. Is that an unnecessary activity? Are you putting unnecessary mile markers in your path for whatever reason? There's a billion reasons, y'all, that you're telling yourself, I can't have that until I do this. Are they unnecessary? Worth considering. Okay, give yourself a hug, look in the mirror, and say, I love you. I promise to treat you with respect and care that you deserve. You're wonderful. No rushing or time urgency is allowed today. Ooh. This is a day of sweet kindness where you treat yourself as gentle as a baby cradled in your arms. This one, I feel like Spirit is jabbing me specifically and directly, and I'll tell you why. No rushing or time urgency is allowed today. Near impossible for me. I'm neurodivergent and I always have that going on, even when I don't need to have that going on. So when I read that, my brain said, challenge accepted. I'm going to play with this today and see how I can move through the day without rushing myself or creating a time urgency, because often I will create my own time urgencies. That's just how my brain works, y'all. If you're neurodivergent ADHD, you know what I'm talking about. So can I make sure I'm not unintentionally, unnecessarily creating time urgency? That feels like a challenge. But this next part, a day of sweet kindness where you treat yourself gently as a baby cradled in your arms. It has been years since I have cradled a baby in my arms. My youngest grandkids are 10. I don't hang out with kids with babies too much because I'm older. Yesterday, I went to a family party. My grandniece and my grandnephew were both there. They are both a month and a half old, and I got to hold both of them. Years, y'all. I've gone years without holding a baby, and now I get to hold these practically newborn babies back to back in the day. And then I come into this reading, and Spirit is like, hold yourself as gently as a baby. Why would Spirit give me that experience? Because having never held or cradled a baby in your arms recently, you're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. But having just cradled 2 babies in my arms yesterday, I'm like, oh, let me tell you, if you're like, yeah, I know, I understand that analogy, I'll be gentle with myself. Be even gentler. What I would have thought, I know what that means. I'll be gentle, cradle a baby in my arms, got it. What I would have thought that meant prior to holding a baby in my arms, even though I'm a 4-time mother and 3-time grandmother, listen, I know how to hold babies, but you get removed from that experience. And you think you know the experience just because you've done it before. But when you've recently done it before, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot how fragile they are. I forgot how tiny they are. Yeah. Whatever you're thinking you need to do to be nice to yourself, times 10. Be really, really gentle with yourself. Imagine that you're a newborn child. How would you treat yourself if you were newborn? Would you scream at yourself? No. Would you talk bad to yourself when things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to turn out? No. Would you rush yourself as a newborn? God, you were supposed to send that email 3 days ago. You dummy, get up there. Go, send it now, now, now. Would you talk to yourself like that if you were a newborn? No. So just one day, that's all it said. One day. Today. Do it today. See how your week changes. Report back next week. I know I'm going to see some of y'all next week. Can't wait to hear what happens next week when you report back with that. Okay. Let's see. Somebody else has a new baby in the family. I love it. Oh, some inner child work. Yes. I love these suggestions over in chat. Inner child work is an amazing one. Somebody got that message, received that message about rest. I love it. Jacqueline, I want to point out over in chat, Jacqueline has an event coming up this weekend for pet readings. She is Akashic pet reader. I have been at many of her Akashic pet readings. Phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. If you want to know what your pet is thinking and saying, please sign up for that event. Also, I want to let you know that Jacqueline and myself are doing a joint event July 11th. Past Lives Revealed. Many of you are familiar with that. You came to the last time we did it. This time we're doing it with a limited number of spots. There are only 6 spots and 3 of them are already full. You can find that information on my website. You can find Jacqueline's information on Meetup. So go book those out, y'all. Limited spots on both of those. Spirit, what are we doing? We're going to talk about inner fucking peace. I think I'm going to retire this part of the Magical Mondays manifestations. I know y'all love it. That the one card pool for audience members is going to be retired soon, but I'm going to do it today. We're going to be pulling from Inner Fucking Peace. If you would like me to pull one card for you, put over in chat, pick me. And this is what we will wrap up with today. Oh, another grand nephew or grandniece coming in 7 months. Congratulations, Shirley. Someone else said, I tend to create time urgency way too much. I used to think it was an advantage, but realized it causes a lot of stress and even burnout. Yes. So here's what I learned about my creating time urgency is because I'm ADHD. Yep, I'm going off script because I love talking about this shit. Because I'm neurodivergent, and you don't even have to be neurodivergent for this. Let me just tell you that. A lot of times, one of my motivators is I will do it at the last minute because there's a sense of urgency. And so when there is no sense of urgency, I'm not motivated, which means sometimes I will create a false sense of urgency to motivate myself. And for a very long time, I was doing this unconsciously. So if you're one of those people who creates false senses of urgency to motivate themselves because they know that there's something that has to be done, today is how can I not? And what happens is we get really hell of efficient. I can complete something in 30 minutes that would take an average brain 5 to 6 hours to complete. That's not to brag. That's to say that's what my mind does. It creates a sense of urgency and then it performs very well, very highly in that condensed sense of urgency. But on the flip side of that, it means that my system is always operating in stress and fight or flight. We don't want that. So even though we do amazing at the 11th hour, it also throws our nervous system all kind of out of whack. So can we allow ourselves just one day to try to not create that artificial sense of urgency? All right, we've got some pick-me's. Haley, who should we go with?
Let's see, I had it. Kayla.
Kayla. Dance in the storm. Dance in the storm. More water. Whatever's going on in your life, dance through it. Fuck yeah. That's what the other side says. All right. Who's up next?
Cooper.
These are really lining up with the messages we got from the cards. I'm in an offline state of mind. Offline. Unplug. Rest. One more.
Cameron.
Cameron. This is weird. I'm going to read it in. I didn't even know this card was in here. And hot dogs is one of my favorite food groups. Make me one with everything on it. He was frank with me. What the fuck? I didn't even know this card was in here. Sometimes I swear Spirit just transports cards into my deck that I have never seen before, just for shits and giggles. I'm not even going to translate and interpret that one. I'm just going to leave that one there because it was so weird. I'm going to let y'all ponder that for the rest of y'all's week. All right, so that's what we have. We're going to wrap up a little bit early today, and we will probably continue to do that. I'm going to shorten the length of Magical Money Manifestations. I just want to pause for a second here and see if there are any additional messages from Spirit coming through before we disband for the week. Get out and enjoy life. I do keep getting the energy of changing your routine. I mentioned shifting your environment earlier, but changing your routine, breaking things up, shifting something, maybe wearing different clothes. If there's no way to actually break your routine, maybe you have a job and it's pretty set with how you have to do it. Can you wear a silly hat? Can you do something different that breaks things up for you, shifts you out of the rut? That's the word that's coming to me. Shifts you out of the rut that you've been in. So shake things up, do something different, get out and live your life are the messages that Spirit is giving to me right now. Find something fun and enjoy doing it just for the sake of doing it. That's a message for us all. All right. Thank you all so much. Please check out my website. I am still revamping it, but I will say I did add a new service. You can now get just a tarot only reading from me, not the psychic and next steps reading, just a tarot only reading for me. So check that out. It's at a lower price point. Not that the lower price point is necessary. I don't know why I said that. It's at the price point it's supposed to be at, but I'm just saying there's more variety available now if you would like to book with me. So check out the website. Check out the upcoming events. Check out Jacqueline's event going on this weekend. And I will see you all back here next Monday. 2, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Jacqueline. Oh my God, unmute.
It's not this coming weekend, it's in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's in 2 weeks. Y'all got time. Go sign up. Hurry up. Spots are going fast. All right. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Hi, Donna. Did you have a question, Donna? Let me